First class experiences. Why you should make first class experiences, and ideally on a regular basis. So some years ago, I think 4 or 5 years ago, my mentor told me, okay, if you want to have financial success quicker, what I recommend you is to do first class experiences on a regular basis. So for example, if you don't really have that much money and you think, okay, someday I want to go to, or I want to be able to afford more expensive restaurants, it might be a smart idea to already save some money and go to those restaurants and make the experience of how it would be to eat in those restaurants. How is the treatment? How is the staff treating you? Visit apartments, penthouses, houses that you plan to live in someday that you can't afford right now, but just try to visit them and try to see how it is, how it would feel like living in those apartments. Or just buy yourself some suit, like dress better than you usually dress. Dress in a way that you would dress when you would have money, right? Maybe buy yourself a suit, or if you cannot afford a suit, right, just go to the store and dress with the suit and just feel how, or experience how it would feel to be able to afford the suit. Okay, and I have to admit, okay, I at first never really did this, still not as much as I could do, or maybe I should do, because yeah, to some degree I was like not listening to my mentor, which is bad, right? But also because I was broke and I thought, okay, I have no money, maybe I should put my money or invest my money into other things, and I thought, okay, I would know more than my mentor, right? So this was a mistake, but I realized it some days ago when I was in apathy, right? I shared this here on the channel. Apathy, if you don't know it, is a state of extreme hopelessness where you have no motivation to do anything. You just lie in bed, you just stare at the wall, and there's no drive for nothing. So in this state of apathy, I was like, I really don't feel well in this apartment. I feel like, okay, no hope, right? But I also didn't want to go to the office or the co-working space where I usually work, right? Because most time I spend in the co-working space, or then also at the evening and the morning in the apartment, right? So I'm not feeling well here. Let's allow myself to do whatever I want, because this is what you do when you're in apathy, not force yourself to do nothing. And I say, okay, I'm in Medellin, let's go out, let's visit something and see the city. So what I did, I was going to like a viewpoint. In this case, it wasn't like exactly like a super high-class restaurant, but the location itself was like located on a mountain, and you can almost see like 180 degrees of the city, also like the mountains. You can see the valley, right? And also the lights on the mountains, right? At night, all the lights of Medellin. It looked absolutely beautiful to me. And then I realized, okay, fuck. There are people having enough money to have houses, to have mansions in such a place, in such a location. Those people can see this and view this every single day sitting on their balcony. And this extremely motivated me in that moment. It gave me energy again, it gave me some drive, some passion to say, okay, I have to do more. There are people, they exist, that can afford this. So if people exist and can afford this, then it's also possible for me. So let's take some action, let's step up my game, let's become better, let's become more skilled so I can achieve their level. In restaurants where you feel uncomfortable spending the bill, that are comfortable or don't even think about spending 10 times more than you would spend right now. Maybe even more, right? Because they have so much abundance, so much money. Those people exist. So if they exist, it's also possible for me, and it helps to think bigger. Point number 2 of those first class experiences, that they will increase your self-esteem. Why will this increase your self-esteem, right? Because in those environments, let's say in the first-class restaurant, right, or viewing or looking at a very beautiful mansion, and the salesperson, the real estate realtor, I think it's called realtor, right? They will treat you in some specific way, in a very professional way, and how people treat you will also affect your self-esteem, and it will also lead to you experiencing a certain standard and not wanting to experiencing anything less than that, right? You have then a certain standard and you don't accept anything less than that. Why is that the case? I shared it here already on the channel, but our identity and reality is created like this, right? So we do some action in this world, we get some feedback in this world, right? And this feedback creates a certain belief of our place in this world. Doing this by going out and making those new actions, for example, going to the restaurant, the expensive one, or dressing up in a suit. And then you will realize, okay, you get new feedback from this world. People will treat you differently if you're in a suit than if you're like wearing super old, shitty clothes. And if you're then in a super expensive restaurant, you will make new experiences, and you make first class experience, like great experience, you gather great feedback, and this will affect the beliefs that you have about yourself. At some point you start believing, okay, those people treat me well, they treat me with respect. This means, okay, I'm a person that has enough value to be treated with respect, right? The more often you will make those first-class experiences, the less likely you will be to accept those negative standards and those negative treatments. And this will at some point, with the sum of the beliefs, right, if you continue this often enough, create a new identity, a new reality. And this will at some point result in an upward spiral. Why? Because our inner game always equals our outer game. How we view ourselves is how others will view us. For example, in school, I was never like really the cool kid in school. I was never part of the cool kids. And I always asked myself, okay, what differentiates me from those people, right? What is it that makes them cool? What do they have that I don't have? They seem to be very confident, right? And I wasn't confident. They seem to have the coolest clothes. They seem to treat other people a bit condescendingly, right? They seem to not really care about school, like a bit like carefree. Oh, I don't really care about grades. Treating others condescendingly. This is something that I thought, okay, they're doing this, so let me try this out, right? Maybe I have to put others down to be up here, right? I'm a bit ashamed of that, but I want to share it here because this is what I did, right? Try to act like, you're weird. I think you know what I mean. And the only thing I got was like, okay, negative reactions, right? So people were reacting negatively to me, so I found out, okay, this is not the way to go, right? Putting other people down to be up higher. And way later, then I realized the following. The only thing that differentiates those cool kids from me is that those people believe that they are cool. It's just subjectively their belief, their strong belief, okay, I am cool, other people have to treat me that way. This is what makes them cool because other people act that way. So this is why I recommend you every once in a while do first-class experiences, because this will first result in you thinking bigger, and it will result in your increase in self-esteem, which ends up in an upward spiral because you will not accept anything less, and you will think of yourself as a person more and more that is successful. And over the time and over the years, when you gather more success, this is also even more upward spiral and will result in a quicker growth. Thanks for watching. For everybody who's new to the channel, my name is Dennis, and some years ago I committed myself to achieve all of my goals and dreams and to travel the world. And by the way, we are in Medellin, Colombia right now, and here in YouTube the goal is to document the whole journey towards success, towards whatever I might achieve in the future in my life, right? So everything will be documented, the ups, the downs, the learnings in between. So if this is interesting, consider subscribing, and then we might see each other with lots of high-class experiences in the next video. Take some action. See you in the next one.